All right, this video is a little late in the evening on this Thanksgiving Eve. We're going to be making our NFL predictions for Week 13. We got 3 games tomorrow and 1 on Black Friday, so we want to get our picks in. Through 12 weeks, I have 119 points. Ethan has 115. Brady has 116, so very close there. Lincoln, my 6-year-old, a little behind, but still not out of it. He's got 101 points. And we start out with the Thursday games. You got Green Bay at Detroit, the traditional game in Detroit. And then, if the playoffs started today, Detroit would not be in the playoffs. They're just out of the playoffs. It's hard to believe. Green Bay, I believe, would be in. This is a big game. A lot on the line. Green Bay, they're 7-3-1, and Detroit is 7-4. Lincoln and I went with the hometown Lions. Ethan and Brady both took Green Bay. Should be a good game. I think either one of these, this is I think they're very evenly matched. The later game, you got Kansas City versus Dallas. Dallas had the miracle comeback to beat the Eagles last week, which was awesome. And then, they won the week before against a really bad Raiders team. Lincoln and I, once again, we actually went with Dallas. Now, Kansas City is in a must-win situation. They were in a must-win situation last week against Indy, and they won. They'll probably win again tomorrow, but I went ahead and took Dallas. Ethan and Brady both have Kansas City. Like I said, Kansas City needs these games. Dallas has a very, very small chance of making the playoffs, so that this is a must-win as well. Cincinnati, Baltimore is the late Thanksgiving Day game. Baltimore right now is number 1 in the North, and I don't know how that happened because they started out horrible. They're still not good. They're 6-5. Just the rest of the division is bad. Pittsburgh is okay. We all went with Baltimore. There's a 1 there for Cincinnati because Brady started to take Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been banged up all year, still banged up. We all have Baltimore winning. And then you get the Friday game. It could be on Netflix. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on where it's at, but it's something special like that. I'm the only one who went with the Bears. Now, Philly has lost some games this year. Not many, but they lost a few. And then they usually bounce back. I'm just being honest. Philly, they're Super Bowl champions. Give them their credit. They haven't looked great this year. There's just some things that tells me that, man, they might not go back-to-back, which is hard to do anyway. But some of the games they won, they barely won. Some of the teams they played against, they shouldn't have looked so bad. Bears have been looking good. The only thing with the Bears is they've won a lot of games just barely. Just barely. They come back, which is awesome. Congratulations to them. A win's a win. But everything in me says Philly's going to win. I went ahead and went with the Bears, though. Everybody else took Philly to win. I want the double points if the Bears win. Then moving on to Sunday's games, you got San Francisco taking on Cleveland in Cleveland. Sanders starting. He looked okay. He looked pretty good. For the Browns, he looked excellent. But we all have San Francisco. They somehow always find a way to win, even through injuries. We all have the 49ers winning. It'd be great to see Cleveland win, but we'll see. We also all have Jacksonville. Tennessee is at the bottom. They're 1-10. We all have Jacksonville winning. We also all have Indy winning. We also all have Miami winning. Now, New Orleans, Miami. Miami's definitely better. New Orleans is really bad. Indy, they got to start. They look really good at the beginning of the year. They've had a couple losses here. They got to keep winning if they want to. They're good. They're a good spot right now, but I just got a bad feeling Indy can start falling off. Then we have Atlanta and the Jets. We all have Atlanta, even though they're not good, but they're better than the Jets. And then we all have the Rams beating Carolina. So not a lot of not a lot of difference there. Rams, they're the number 1 team in the NFC right now, and I don't see Carolina beating them. And then we move on to the later games, and we all have Seattle over Minnesota. Minnesota is not good. Seattle lost last week, but to a really good Rams team. Lincoln went with Pittsburgh. I don't like Pittsburgh. I'm a Cowboys fan. We're from Ohio, so I don't like Pittsburgh. So Lincoln likes to cheer for Pittsburgh a little bit just to get under my skin. He went with Pittsburgh. The rest of us have Buffalo. Now, Buffalo has not looked dominant. Pittsburgh could definitely win this. And, there's a part, I don't like Pittsburgh, but there's a part of me that kind of roots for him a little bit because they have Rodgers, because he's the old guy and I'm older. If I was still in football, I'm about Rodgers' age. He might be a little younger than me. But I think Buffalo wins, but Pittsburgh could. And then the Chargers, they lost last week, which was a surprise. But Vegas is really bad, so we all have the Chargers winning this one. Lincoln went with Washington. Now, Denver is really good, second best team in the AFC as of the record. The rest of us have Denver. Washington is not good. Lincoln, he did a lot of upsets earlier in the year. That's why he's just a little behind us. He still likes to take him. And hey, if he gets it, he gets double points. So stranger things have happened. We also all have the Patriots winning on Monday night because the Patriots are the only team with 10 wins. Number one team in all of the NFL. It's surprising. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see what happens week number 13.